Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul,
and sings the tune without the words.
And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm
that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm.
I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Emily Dickinson, 1830 to 1886.
Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela.
When you have a purpose, your environment changes. And for me, prison is a college campus.
Well, I have learned that anything is possible when you put your mind into it. This has been a great experience for me. At the beginning, it was scary, though. You know, because when I started the classes, I started with math and art 101, and I remember that I say there was one point that I said, what did I get myself into? But you know, as I went along, it became, you know, I became more familiar with the program, the classes, what I needed to do, and it became a great experience.
Just being able to take the classes and to develop, you know, those skills, not only personally, but for the possibilities of the future has just been really a wonderful thing. So
It's given me a purpose, you know. It's given me direction in life, and also it's allowed me to stay committed and focused, which I believe are tools I can use going forward in life and apply.
Started off 1 or 2 classes, slowly, you know, after each class I completed, you know, I built confidence and was able, you know, finally start taking 4 classes. So the biggest positive I got out of the college inside experience is that, you know, confidence builder, and I was able to, you know, believe in myself to accomplish something.
Throughout my college inside experience, I've learned that I could do it, that I can start something and finish it, that I can succeed, that I can realistically hope for a better future.
Because you get to see people for who they really are and what they hope to inspire to be. You get to see them wanting to be, you know, an entrepreneur, owning their own business, or bettering, or helping out their own communities. So for me, I would say it was the fellow classmates, inside and outside, that made.
Well, I mean, really, it's just given me a chance to steer my life in a different direction. When I first fell, I kind of figured I had 2 choices. I could either keep doing what I had been doing and just bide my time and get out and go back to committing crimes, or I could do something positive with my life while I was here and do something better when I got out. And so I chose the second option.
Wishing I would have did it when I was younger, so I could have fulfilled more dreams. Instead of, I'm going to get out at 48 years old, but I'll have a degree, so I'll be able to honestly look an employer in his face and tell him, hey, I can be an asset to your company.
From the beginning, even before I got into this program, I had goals of just getting into the program. I had to pass my reading classes. I had to pass my math classes. I had to sign up for the class. And I had these lists of goals on my board, and each one of them I crossed off until I finally got into the program. And now, fast forward, it's 2 years later, and I'm about to get the degree. And that's very exciting.
It has been a pleasure and challenging task working on cars. To me, it's just not a dream, but a hope that make me to be an automotive technician.
Hope means that there's a chance. Hope means that if I can make it through today, there will always be a brighter tomorrow. Hope means that no matter what has happened in my past, there's a promise for a future. Hope is my tomorrow.
Now, I just hope that I can continue improving myself, better, improving my skills and, becoming the man that I would want my kids, when I do have kids, to be, somebody my family can be proud of, and, somebody that overall I could be proud of at the end of the day.
I really do have sort of a game plan for what I want to do with my life. And I think for me it's going to start with probably a few years in the industry, in the automotive industry. And then I would like to further my education and become an engineer.
I'd like to be able to retire sailing the South Pacific area and maybe have a little side job on repairing cars.
Allow myself to understand what is expected of me instead of just running down the old path that I used to do.
I want to help everybody who's helped me, everybody who's helped open a door for me. I want to continue to widen it, not just for them, but for the people coming behind me.
My hopes for my future are to find a job in automotive, since I'm getting the associate's degree in automotive. My ambition right now is to go for refrigeration and heating, or HVAC as they call it. It seems to be the most interesting to me right now.
That I'll be able to get out and become a productive member of society. I plan on doing this by going back to school and getting an electrical engineering degree.
I decided that I want to get the most and best education I can, and thank God that the OSP had the automotive program, and I was able to get into there and really, get to do what I love, and which is work on cars and learn how to do it right.
I hope to be a better father for my children and be there for them when they need me most.
I want to show my family that and friends that no matter how old a person is, it is never too late to live new experiences and learn new things.
The opportunity to do education hopefully will open doors to to get a better job, or even pursue my own business, or some type of. So in that aspect, my hope is obviously to be my own business owner. But
I've yet to step foot in the real world as an adult, so it's all going to be new for me. But one of the things about this program is that it gives you a foundation to have real freedom, not just being free to the confinements of prison, but having the freedom that education affords and a work skill that's relevant in the real world. So.
Education is all a matter of building bridges. Ralph Ellison.
So many people I'd like to thank. Nancy, of course, and the staff. Bill has been amazingly helpful in teaching us what we need to know and the tips and tricks to make us better technicians, so that we don't have to learn those things on the fly. But mostly I'd like to thank the donors. It takes a lot to put your investment into somebody that has a history and has a stigma behind them. But to be able to donate that money for the betterment of the community and to make us productive citizens when we get out is a gift I can't repay.
Well, I'd like to start by thanking all the people that are involved at Chemeketa that put on this program, the volunteers that come in, that donate their time to our well-being and our education, our future. It's just a wonderful thing that people dedicate their time to do that and have such a heart for it. So that's important to me. And I also like to thank the instructor, Bill Gastioni, and our newest instructor out there, Emir, for the time that they devote as well to teaching us these skills. Without the donor, I'd like to thank the donor, because without the donor and having those funds available to put on these programs, we wouldn't be able to get this education. And what it does essentially is gives us that hope for a future that's different from what we've done before, things that may have brought us here to prison, and gives us an outlook that we can have that can essentially change our lives. So
I'd like to thank my mom for, the support that she gave. She's throughout my life, she's always been there. I'd like to thank, all the administrators and the teachers at Chemeketa and here inside the prison. Bill for giving me the chance to get into the program, and all the guys in my class. And
I want to thank the donors for making this program possible. I want to thank my wonderful teachers who've selflessly dedicated their time to coming in here and making this an opportunity that doesn't even begin. I can't even put words to how it makes me feel. Of course, Ms. Green, to Betsy, to the institution for allowing us to do this. Definitely want to thank my parents, my mom, for her being my main support and sitting there while I'm trying to explain the quadratic formula to her. And, I just want to thank everybody who's in my life. Anybody?
I'd like to thank all the people who've donated money to Chemeketa for supporting this program. The teachers, some of them have really pulled a lot from me, made me realize a lot about myself. Miss Green, Bill Gastoni, and Amir for their help from what they've done. Amir's been there a short time, but he's very comfortable and easy to get along with, and he does teach quite a bit, and Bill's been a good, strong instructor.
First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Aguinaga. She was my teacher on GED. That was the first step. And I would like to thank Mrs. Nancy Green. And I would like to thank Amir Gonzalez, my instructor for Outmore training. And I would like to thank Bill, my instructor to become an Outmore technician.
I'd like to thank my family for supporting me, and the teachers and college staff that have helped me through this process.
I would like to thank the education department because they've worked with us, as well as the DOC staff have gone really far out of their way to make sure we make it to our call-outs and to accommodate for the guys that are actually applying themselves, all the way to the medical department. And there's several other college students that I didn't think that I would be compatible with, but I actually learned from them, and we're good friends now.
I would like to thank, starting with my counselor, Mr. Purcells. He really stuck with me through this whole process before I got into this automotive program. We had some ups and downs, and he stuck with me. I'd like to thank my dad. I'd like to thank my daughter, my dad Pat, my daughter Ashley, Derek, my roommate Rick, all the facilitators. I'd also like to thank, from the automotive shop, my instructor Bill and his assistant E. They've really meant a lot to me.
So I would like to thank Bill Gastoni and Amir in the automotive program, and all the College Inside Out facilitators for letting us do that, and the donors.
I'd like to thank my family for standing behind me and, not giving up on me. I'd also definitely like to thank Bill and Mr. Sickles for giving me a chance out in the auto shop and really standing behind me when a lot of other people thought I was going to fail. I'm pretty sure most people didn't expect to see me graduate, but they had my back through it all.
I'd like to thank my children and my family for being sticking with me through this tough time when I let them down.
I want to thank my dad, who's been writing checks to Chemeketa since 1998. I want to thank my mom, who still sends me money for getting straight A's. I'm not saying that's why I get straight A's, but I do like my little Debbies. Most of all, I want to thank the teachers. I don't know what drives someone to want to come into here by choice, but it amazes me, and I'm humbled and so thankful every time I get to sit in one of their classes. I know they can teach elsewhere, and they still come in here, and I think that makes them amazing people.
First of all, I want to thank my instructors, William Gastoni and Emir Gonzalez, for their support and patience. I also want to give my thanks to Chemeketa Community College and its teachers for this wonderful opportunity, and to Miss Nancy Green, and let's not forget about the donors that without their support, this program wouldn't be possible.
Firstly, it would be Bill Gastoni, and he's a real elemental part of my finishing this. Of course, the donors that made this possible with the financial aspect of it. Without them, also this wouldn't be possible.
Wow. I would like to thank my grandfather to begin with. I self-paid for a very long time, so he's been my financial backer since day one, and then also my father, Brad, who's also a teacher, and he's always pushed me to get do well in school, get good grades, and then my mother and my sisters, and also my son. Without my kid, I don't think I would have the drive to do better. And then the education coordinators here at the prison, Nancy Green, Michelle McCormick, Betsy Simpkins, and then also the donors. I know a lot of guys that are in the program that get that type of financial support. It means everything to them. Not everyone has the opportunity I had to self-pay, but
there are several people I would love to thank. Starting with DOC, Chemeketa College, Ms. Green, Ms. Betsy, all the people behind the scenes, the teachers that created the environment that has made this possible for me and other people to graduate. And then my family, because they have supported me and continue to support me through my time in prison, especially my brother. He was the one that came up with the idea of me going to college, so I'm really grateful to him for that.
I would like to thank Nancy Green. I could tell she's passionate about this program. The donors, my family for being so supportive, my Aunt Carlene, my Aunt Fonda have always stood by my side no matter what, and it's good feeling to know that I can show them I've done something good with my life. And a big thanks goes out to the teachers, because I know the process of coming in here just to teach us a class is a long one, and I want to thank them for taking the time and going through the process just to get in to teach us.
I would like to thank the donors who cared enough and believed in us to keep this program going, making us believe in ourselves. I'd like to thank the teachers who come in here and all that takes. I'd like to thank Nancy Green for all she does for us, and my family, who not only helped me pay for my education, but have been my motivation.
I would say the one person I would like to thank, it would be the donor. The donor has actually allowed this program to happen, which has changed my whole outlook on life. Bill and Emir out there, my bosses, my parents for always being there, and my fellow inmates.
I particularly want to thank the donors for even making this possible. Can't thank them enough, because, if not, I'd probably be in a state of panic at this point in my sentence without, having something I consider viable in the free world. And, they've really given me that opportunity. But I also like to thank my brother. He's probably the first person that gave me that inspiration. He's always loved all things horsepower. And so, I just wanted to have a common thing to bond with him over at first. And so even though that got me through the door, it's been, the love and support of my whole family that's kind of kept me going.
First of all, Chemeketa, Ms. Green, Betsy, Michelle, Mariah, Mr. Sherman, Laura, all these teachers, that have put up with me to make sure I did what I needed to do. And obviously the donors that that give the donations so the college inside continues. Without their help, this was going to be virtually impossible for me.
I would like to thank the donors for their donations, because without them, people like myself and others wouldn't be able to afford the college programs. So for that, I'm grateful. I'd like to thank Nancy Green. She's hardworking, very dedicated to the inside program here. I would also like to thank staff, because you guys come in and through the courses you give us provide guidance of a higher quality of life and give us hope and achieving something when we get out. So my parents for their support and being there for me if I need anything. And I would definitely like to give a thanks, special thanks to my little girls, Lachelle and Shia, because they are what motivates me. They are what drives me to achieve these degrees. So I would say to them and to everyone else, I thank you.
It looks as if I prepared for this, so it shouldn't be too hard.
Since I can't grow hair, I would shave everything but that.
Nice, I didn't notice that.
I don't think it's because you can see that high, but it's all right.
I want a bumper sticker that says, "My teacher is a volcanologist."